fit in.
Hi, Raymi.
Hi, Taylor.
Welcome to Much Ado About Some Shit, where every week Raymi tries to talk me into watching garbage television by walking me through a season of a show.
Mm-hmm.
This week we are watching
The best garbage.
True garbage.
And by that I mean, yeah, like literal garbage.
Yeah, it's Riverdale. We're doing season 1 of Riverdale.
Uh-huh.
Which ran for too many years.
No, it's still running.
Oh, right. It got canceled, but it has one more season left.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it has one season left.
Okay. Sick.
So there is an end in sight, but
okay.
it's several.
So it's either it's going to be season 5 or season 6. I can't quite recall.
Years.
Yeah.
Years
I don't know.
And years.
I've been focusing on season 1.
Yeah.
And
which was a lot to get through. We are a reality show podcast, so this is just kind of a intermittent thing we do. Just a little taster of other types of garbage.
Yeah.
A little garbage sample platter, if you will.
Yeah. So I've been watching the first season, and it is completely fucking unhinged.
And this is the tamest one.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I didn't have any friends at this time, I guess. But I was like slightly obsessed with Riverdale for a hot minute.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
This is a Southside Serpents shirt.
Oh, my God. You have their merch.
Yes, I do. Hot Topic is my favorite store. I will not be ashamed of that.
It's less the Hot Topic, more the Riverdale-ness. Anyway.
I also used to have a Riverdale Vixen shirt.
Oh, my God.
It said HVIC on the back.
So you actually watched this?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
The first 2 or 3 seasons. I don't remember. I don't know. It was like a big thing. It was a big deal. Everybody was watching it.
Yeah.
And I was listening. So I was listening to a podcast, actually.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, this is great. Like, they weren't serious that it was great. But they were like
how people call The Room great?
Yeah.
It's an experience.
Yeah. In that manner, I was like, hell yeah, I love this. Upon a rewatch, what? I mean, it's so much.
Uh-huh.
This show has everything. It's got Archie being called various things such as Ginger Stallion within the first episode. It has maple syrup. It has people dying all over the place. It's got Josie and the Pussycats, which I love, but this isn't the same Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
It holds a very special place in my heart.
Uh-huh.
You know this.
I do.
I have several Josie and the Pussycats t-shirts.
Yes, I'm very aware. They're great.
Yes.
As long as you're happy, buddy.
Yeah. Okay, so Riverdale.
Oh, I was into, shows of this nature for a time. This is one I missed out on entirely because I knew it would make me mad.
Yeah.
Because I really loved Archie comics when I was a kid.
Yeah. I was going to, okay, so my husband asked me to ask you.
Yeah.
How, what's your...
It's upset. Upset is my general vibe because your husband knows, I always had those comics when we were kids. I loved them a lot. And then they did this edgy reimagining of it and I was not interested.
Fair enough. I was just going to say, sometimes it can go really well. And sometimes it can go really bad.
It tends, at least in my experience, it tends to not go so well.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's not 50-50.
Yeah. And here, I feel like this could have gone pretty good if it weren't for certain... Really, it's just the stupid fucking lines that they put in. Why do we get Jughead going, I'm a weirdo?
Oh, God, that. I
don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in. Have you ever seen me without this stupid hat?
Nobody's making you wear the hat, jackass.
Right? Yeah.
It's...
Yeah.
I don't from what I've seen, I don't... Jinx, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't like Jughead.
No.
And he was my favorite character in the comics from what I remember. So that was upsetting. He's a little edgelord baby.
Yeah.
Little baby edgelord boy.
Yeah.
And they're all 30.
Yeah.
Playing a 16-year-old?
Yeah. Oh, no. 14, 15.
What the... They're supposed to be sophomores. Oh my...
No, literally, Riverdale starts right before their sophomore year starts.
I am in pain.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Bad.
We've put this off as long as we can.
I will continue my spiels.
Okay.
Anyway. So unfortunately, I am just going to jump right into this. So I just put together a collage of who we're talking about this season.
Okay.
This isn't even all of the people in season 1.
Jesus.
I straight up didn't talk about certain things, but we might get to them. We'll see.
So we have our classic characters from the comics: Archie, Betty, Veronica, Jughead, Miss Grundy. She's looking quite young. I think Cheryl blossoms in the comics too. Oh, that's Moose?
Yeah, that's Moose.
That's okay. Definitely a different vibe than his comic counterpart.
Yeah.
Who's just a massive blonde himbo.
Oh. I mean, that is Moose's vibe.
Yeah.
But he's not blonde, so.
Well.
Yeah.
Not canon then. All right.
Are you ready for this fresh hell?
No, let's do it.
Okay, so we start the season by finding out that Cheryl and Jason Blossom, twin siblings.
Twins?
Yep. They took the boat out on Sweetwater River on July 4th. This will become important later. Cheryl is found by Dilton Doily at the bank of the river. That's Dilton.
Okay.
She's found at the bank of the river, and Jason is not found. Her story is that the boat flipped, and she can't find Jason. So they comb the river, and nothing is found. So he's just like presumed dead, really. So the Blossoms have a funeral for him. Many months later, at the start of the school year, Archie and Betty are neighbors, and they meet at Pop's Chocolate Shop Diner.
Yeah, Pop's.
Betty intends to confess her love for Archie, but that doesn't happen because Veronica walks in.
Okay.
And Archie is like, heart eyes, just in love with her immediately. Sure. Also, during this little talk, we learn that Archie wants to pursue music. He's been writing songs over the summer.
14-year-old summer songs.
So Veronica is new in town.
Oh.
Her mother made them flee New York, where they were living.
Okay.
Because Veronica's father just went to jail for embezzlement. And the only piece of property in Hermione Lodge's name is in Riverdale, because that's where she's from. So now the school year starts, and we learn that Archie is fucking the music teacher, Miss Grundy.
Sorry, when I hear Miss Grundy, I think of the comic version of her.
And I know she's like
60s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no, for several reasons. That one was first and foremost in my mind, but also, oh no, for several more reasons. As in, he's playing like a 14-year-old. Gross.
Yeah.
I hate it.
No matter what we say, that's statutory. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. Doesn't matter if he has abs or not. He's still a fucking child.
Yep. Yep.
Ew.
So yeah, they fucking, and Archie is like, Miss Grundy, like, we can't ignore what we heard on July 4th at Sweetwater River, because they were also there when Jason disappeared.
Okay.
Because they were fucking by the riverbank, baby.
Oh my god. Ew. The soggy ass riverbank.
Yeah.
Ew. Okay.
Well, it's like,
Miss Grundy, you couldn't even spring for a fucking hotel room
right.
for your statutory.
There's several instances of them like fucking in her car.
That's a great way to get caught.
Right? So Miss Grundy is like, we didn't hear anything. It's fine. But they heard a gunshot. So.
Okay.
So then Betty and Veronica are friends, sort of. And they try out for the River Vixens, which is the cheerleading team. So Cheryl refuses to let Betty on the team. She's like, Veronica, you're on the team. You're great. Betty, fuck you. Because Betty has a sister named Polly. Apparently, Polly and Jason had a relationship. And Cheryl kind of blames Polly for Jason's disappearance of their accident in the boat. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay.
It apparently, fucked up their family. Their relationship fucked up Betty's family, too.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't know where Polly is at this point.
Okay.
Betty knows that her parents sent her somewhere to get better because she had a breakdown over her relationship with Jason.
Okay.
That's what we know right now. We'll learn.
Sure.
Betty's dad claims that Polly tried to harm herself over her relationship with Jason. But also, like, Betty is learning about this, about what happened in her fucking house. I get it to an extent, but why the fuck wouldn't you know what's happening in your house?
Yeah.
A little bit. Like,
right?
You would have had to hear something.
I mean,
I found out several family secrets by just, like, overhearing shit. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You exist in your house.
Yeah.
Like,
it's weird.
And you're paying attention when you hear something wrong.
Oh, you know what? Okay. I'm having flashbacks. Betty does mention that she had some kind of like internship for the summer. So maybe that's part of it.
Maybe.
But still.
Yeah.
It's weird anyway.
Yeah, you'd still okay.
Yeah. Eventually, Veronica is like, Betty and I are a team. You don't get me without her. So Cheryl is forced to let Betty on the squad, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway.
Riveting.
Yeah. So then it's the like homecoming dance sort of, but it's not homecoming anyway. And Betty confesses her love to Archie and he's like, I can't give you what you want and I'm not good enough for you. That's his reasoning.
That's
bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Come on. If you're not interested.
Right. But he's fucking the music teacher. So
he likes people his entire lifespan older than him.
Yes. Yeah, basically. So then after there's like this party where local gay bestie, Kevin Keller.
Okay. Don't remember him from the comics.
Cool. Him and Moose. Moose is a closeted jock.
Closeted? Oh, I thought, like, clearly he's huge. Of course he's a jock.
The closeted
I figured it out. I figured it out.
Yeah.
I thought, for some reason, I was like, he can't let people know he's a jock.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So, he's gay. Gotcha. Yeah. I got there.
Yeah. So they go to Sweetwater River to fool around because that's the place to be, I guess.
Okay. I guess Moose being defensive about his girl like he is in the comics wouldn't play as well today as it did back when those comics were written.
Yeah. So they go to fool around at Sweetwater River, but they are interrupted by finding Jason's body.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know. That's close enough.
Sure.
They find Jason's body, and he's got a bullet in his head.
So
he wasn't just missing. He was
shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's holes in Cheryl's story.
Yeah.
and her
Jason.
brother's head.
I think this would be more gripping if they actually looked like the children they're pretending to be playing right now.
That's fair, totally.
Because right now I'm just so disconnected because it's like if Archie actually looked like a sophomore in high school, I would be disgusted. I mean, the idea is disgusting.
Absolutely.
Of him and his teacher, but like because he looks 30, because the actor's so old, it's like not hitting as much as if he actually looked like a fucking sophomore.
Totally.
And it would be like retching in the corner.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so Archie wants to go to the cops about the gunshot that he heard because obviously that's way more relevant now.
Yeah.
But Grundy doesn't want him to.
No, because she'll get arrested for statutory rape.
Exactly. So Jughead ends up seeing kind of an intimate moment between Archie and Miss Grundy. Basically, just them talking. They're kind of up on each other a little bit and like
talking too close.
Yeah. So Jughead confronts Archie, and Archie basically tells him everything. He's like, "Yeah, I've been seeing Miss Grundy like for the whole summer." Mm-hmm. And we were at Sweetwater River that day and heard a gunshot. And Jughead is like, you have to go to the police. Yeah. It's implied that for some reason Archie and Jughead were like not friends for the summer. Partially because Archie was blowing him off for Miss Grundy.
Blowing him off to blow
Yeah. But they're friends again. So that's neat.
Okay.
So then Cheryl is taken into questioning for being guilty of lying to the cops.
Okay.
She ends up telling the truth that the both accident was a cover for Jason running away to be with Polly, and also tells them that Jason and Cheryl heard that gunshot that morning.
So then there were two gunshots?
Maybe.
Okay.
So for the school paper, Jughead interviews Dilton Doily.
Is he a little scientist boy in this, too?
No.
Oh, that's like his entire character.
No, his entire character in the show is like Boy Scout.
Okay.
But Dilton found Cheryl.
Right.
Dilton is like, I didn't see nothing, I didn't hear nothing. So
okay.
Jughead interviews some other scouts and ends up telling Jughead that Doily is the one who shot the gun that morning. Just like nothing. He's like a hardcore survivalist and is like, you gotta be ready for anything.
I have so many conflicting images in my head. All right. Let's just proceed.
So Veronica ends up having a date with Chuck Clayton.
Okay.
Does that name ring a bell at all?
Yeah, he was in the comics.
Okay,
he was
cool.
like one of the background characters.
Okay.
Him and Ethel.
Okay. Reggie is also kind of.
Oh, Reggie! I forgot about Reggie.
Yeah, he's not relevant to my recap.
Okay.
It's football garbage that doesn't matter to the overall plot.
Okay. Yeah, he was one of the main characters in the comics.
Oh, wild. So Veronica and Chuck have like an okay date, but then the next day at school, he slut shames her, even though nothing happened.
Okay.
They didn't, I think they might have kissed, but that was it.
Okay.
But he's like, yeah, I gave her a sticky maple. So gross. Anyway.
Ew. What
Yeah.
the fuck? That's nasty.
Yeah. Veronica's pissed.
Well, yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah. So Ethel Muggs comes forward and tells Betty and Veronica that she was also slut-shamed by Chuck. And they end up finding a book detailing the conquests of the varsity team.
Okay.
It's like this huge book with names and like numbers and like what they did and shit.
Okay, so it's a bunch of varsity boys lying about getting lucky.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had 200 sex partners, says the 14-year-old.
I've done the sex. I do it every morning.
Yeah, totally believe you, buddy.
Yep.
Go get it.
Oh, man. Okay. Polly is in this book as well because of Jason. And Cheryl is like, Jason isn't who I thought he was.
He's your twin brother.
Right.
Do these people not live in their houses?
Apparently fucking not, dude.
The number of things you pick up about people just by existing near them.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's very hard for people to hide their true selves when you share a home.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so because of this whole Chuck thing, Betty and Veronica are like, we're going to get the truth and we're going to get Chuck expelled. So they invite him over to Ethel's house where she has a hot tub, and Betty comes out as Dark Betty.
Oh my.
Which is Betty in a black wig.
God.
With a little bob. It's a shake and go.
Oh, God. Not a shake and go.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good quality shake and go because it's a TV show. But if it was an actual shake and go that a teenager could get a hold of, it would be garbage. So
It'd be full on Spirit Halloween.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, she wouldn't even spray that shit with dry shampoo first.
No, absolutely not. So, Dark Betty.
We need to make that a sound.
Veronica and Dark Betty drug Chuck and then torture him.
Whoa.
While he's in the hot tub. So they're basically boiling him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I was too busy giggling at Dark Betty. Yes. Really, they drug and torture a man. A boy.
Yes. Veronica is like not, she's like, what the fuck are you doing, Betty? And Dark Betty is like, he deserves it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But they end up getting him to say that like nothing happened with him and Veronica. But then Dark Betty goes hog wild and like starts calling him Jason and is like, say sorry to Polly.
Okay.
Yeah. The next day at school, Veronica is like, that was really scary, Betty. And Betty's like, haha, what are you talking about?
Okay. So, nope, don't know.
Yep.
Okay.
Betty is a lot. So throughout this season, we're seeing Betty like basically putting nail scars into her palms because she's like too wound up.
Okay.
And the whole Dark Betty thing is because she's mad about Jason fucking over Polly.
Okay.
It's weird.
Okay.
This will come back in like a little while for a hot second.
Okay.
But yeah, they're basically just like, yep, okay, let's move on from that.
Okay.
Betty gaslights Veronica and is like, that didn't happen.
Okay.
So that's great. So they get that, and then they also bring the Conquest playbook to the principal and get Chuck and a few other varsity team members suspended.
Okay.
Victory
Yay.
for now. So Jughead still hasn't gotten Dilton to say that he shot a gun, so he pressures him, and Dilton is like, yes, I shot a gun that day, but it's going to look really bad, so please don't publish that, and I have a better story.
So they're doing hard-hitting journalism in the school news. I need to lie down. Okay. All right.
So Dilton says that he has a better story than his gunshot, which is that he saw Miss Grundy's car at the river that morning.
Okay, so they're going to expose statutory rape in the school newspaper.
See, but Jughead knows about that.
Oh,
and knows how bad that could be for Archie.
Archie, no.
Right, yeah.
No.
Archie is ultimately a victim in that situation.
Yeah.
Even though he was willing and he started it.
Yeah,
quote, it doesn't
unquote,
fucking
heavy
matter.
Quotes. No, you're 14, that you can't, nope.
No.
You might.
The person in the wrong is the person who is an adult who should know better than to be with a literal child.
Exactly. A 14-year-old cannot consent.
Right. There's also...
End of fucking story.
Right. There's a scene later, Archie and Mrs. Grundy are being confronted by Fred and Alice and Betty, and they're like, what the fuck? And Archie is like, no, I wanted it. I was the one who started it. It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't
Sorry.
fucking matter. You're a child. You cannot consent.
Seriously.
The adult is supposed to not do anything.
Right, yeah.
And you shouldn't have attraction towards them anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress.
Yeah. Okay, so we're concerned about the drive-in for some reason now.
Oh,
the drive-in movie theater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta throw in some small town concerns in the midst of all of this
murder.
Cool.
So yeah, we're concerned about the drive-in now. Jughead is like, I want to keep it open. I work here. Blah, blah, blah. We learn that he's actually living there. He's not living at home.
What?
Yeah, for some reason, because his dad sucks.
Isn't his dad a cop?
Not in this show.
Oh.
In this show, he's a Southside Serpent.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. The drive-in ends up getting flattened anyway.
Okay, so that was pointless.
Somewhat. So the drive-in does get flattened because Hermione Lodge is doing dealings for her husband, Hiram Lodge, from jail.
Okay.
And is paying the Southside Serpents, Jughead's dad, FP, to make the drive-in uninhabitable, basically. So that nobody wants to go to the drive-in because there's a bunch of Southside Serpents that hang out around there.
Okay.
So that it lowers the value of the land so that they can buy it cheap.
Okay.
Yeah. In order for Hermione to go into business with Fred, who has a construction company.
Isn't that Archie's dad?
Yes. So that they can make, I don't know, townhouses or some shit. And this is apparently Hiram Lodge going straight and not doing illegal business dealings.
Yeah, that's super clean cut and above the board.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yep.
What the fuck is this show?
It's so all over the place, dude.
All right.
Because now we're going to talk about how Betty and Veronica are going to investigate Mrs. Grundy and break into her car and find a gun. And also an ID with a completely different name on it. And also articles about how Mrs. Grundy died 7 years ago.
Okay, so she steals an identity and then keeps articles about the identity she stole in her car.
Right? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's some sloppy ass shit right there.
Right? Yeah. And they're like, oh, Jason had music lessons with Mrs. Grundy, so maybe they were having an affair and she wanted to get rid of him, so she shot him. It's wild. Anyway, Alice Cooper and Betty and Fred all confronted Archie and Miss Grundy. And Alice is like, I thought we didn't have any predators in Riverdale. And is like, we're going to get you fired and all of this shit. And Miss Grundy is like, just let me leave. I will be out of town tomorrow and I will not come back. And that's basically what happens.
Okay.
Like, she leaves town, not very far because it's just the next town over.
Jesus, arrest her ass.
Right, yeah. It's all to basically cover the fact that she was there at Sweetwater River. She's like, no, I'll just leave now. And they let her do it.
Okay.
So that's fun.
Getting so disoriented.
Fair. So the Blossoms end up having a second funeral for Jason because now they actually have a body to bury.
Okay.
And they have this second funeral to also, they basically want to investigate everyone that's going to be at the funeral because they're like, everybody's a suspect.
Okay.
Yeah. I kind of mentioned this already, but Hermione goes into business, but also romance.
Of course.
With Archie's dad, Fred.
Okay.
Even though Fred is still married, technically, to Archie's mom, who is living in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. She was like, I want out of Riverdale. And Fred was like, my home is here.
Okay.
And my business is here. And Mama Andrews was like, Bye. Yeah. And Archie had to like decide who to go with. And he was like, I'm just going to stay in Riverdale with my dad then.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. This is.
That's information.
That's information. This just. I think one of the issues I have with edgy reimaginings is that every single character has to be awful in some way.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like every single one.
Mm-hmm.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay. So, Jughead and Betty, who is referred to as Bughead.
Anyway.
Finding Polly at a nunnery type thing. It's like run by nuns. It's called the Sisters of Seven Sorrows or some shit. Anyway.
Sorrows. Love it. Great for mental recovery.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nothing helps you feel better like nuns.
She's pregnant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nuns love that too.
It's a school for unwed mothers.
Okay.
Polly also tells them about how Jason staged the boat accident in order to be with Polly. Jason arranged a getaway car.
Okay.
Betty and Jughead go and find the car, and it has drugs in it. So they're like, whoa, what was Jason doing? They find the car, they investigate, they leave, they go to the police. The police come back, and the car has been torched.
Okay.
Yeah.
That will happen.
But who did it?
Somebody who wasn't good at doing drugs.
We'll learn.
Okay.
Anyway, so then after they find Polly at this nunnery, she goes missing. She's not there. And she ends up hiding in the attic of her own fucking house because that's what we're doing.
Okay. All right.
And then for some reason, everybody knows that Polly is in town. And the Blossoms and the Coopers fight over, where Polly will live. Because the Coopers are like, Polly is our daughter. She should be home. But they don't want anything to do with the baby. Because they're like, that's Blossom blood. Disgusting. Yeah. And the Blossoms are like, we love Polly so much. But they really just want the baby. They don't give a shit about Polly.
Okay. So, healthy.
Yep. Very healthy. So, Alice wants revenge on the Blossoms for taking her daughter. And Betty is like, no, you can't publish an article. Oh, Alice and her husband own the Riverdale Register, their local newspaper.
More local newspapers. All right.
She wants revenge on the Blossoms, but Betty is like, don't do that. If you publish an article blasting the Blossoms, they're going to not be nice to Polly, who is in their house.
Oh, so Polly went there?
Mm-hmm. To spy on them.
Okay.
Yeah, to see what's wrong.
I mean, apparently living in the same place doesn't glean any information for anybody.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't know what she's expecting
to
learn.
So then we have Jughead's birthday party.
Okay.
It's a surprise birthday party. He doesn't want it to happen.
Okay.
But a couple of things happen at this birthday party. Jughead's dad, FP, shows up and ends up throwing Chuck out of the house, who is there, basically because Chuck is like, I met Dark Betty. And everybody's like, shut the fuck up. And FP throws him out of the house.
Okay.
FP is also goes to leave. And Alice, who is next door neighbors to, Jughead's been living at Archie's house.
Oh, okay.
Since the drive-in.
Oh, gotcha.
Alice comes out and is like, I'm part of the neighborhood watch and you're a Southside Serpent in the right side of town. So bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is leaving.
Right? Yeah, it's stupid.
Okay.
Anyway, we've learned some things about FP. He was actually part of Andrew's construction with Archie's dad, Fred, but FP fell off the sober wagon and went to jail, and that was a bad look for their construction company. So Fred bought FP out and was basically like, this isn't your construction company anymore, bye-bye. Yeah, thus he didn't have a way to support his wife and 2 kids. So he had to turn to other things, like be a Southside Serpent.
I forgot Jughead has a little sister. Is Jellybean even in this show?
She is mentioned, and she does show up in later seasons.
Okay.
Supposedly, Jughead's mom took Jellybean to Toledo, Ohio.
Okay.
To get away from FP. And left Jughead, because fuck Jughead, I guess.
Okay, once again, this is where my disconnect comes in. This is from a comic whimsical enough to have a boy named Jughead and a girl named Jellybean in the same family, and they've turned it into this.
Right, yeah.
What the
So Jughead gets interrogated by police at one point.
Okay.
And they're like, you get bullied a lot, huh? And he's like, yeah, my name is fucking Jughead. Which that is a great moment.
Yeah. They just threw him to the wolves.
Yeah, basically. Okay, this is a dense chunk we're getting to, but all goes into the same thing.
Okay.
So Alice thinks that FP killed Jason. She's like, he's a Southside Serpent. Yeah, he killed Jason.
Based on that one fact.
Yep.
He is one of several serpents.
Yep.
Therefore, he is guilty.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think it's implied in this season that he's Serpent King. That is what they call it.
Yep.
So she asks Veronica and Betty to go and search his house. Betty is like, no.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, too, is Betty and Jughead are dating.
Okay. Also, why is her mother asking her to go break and enter?
Alice has super loose morals on certain shit.
Hey, my child, go break the law. It'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
She's paying the coroner to release autopsies. She, published Jason's autopsy in the paper.
Okay, so it's a small town. There's one coroner. Gee, I wonder who her source is.
Right?
Oh, Jesus.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, but Betty is like, no, Jughead's my boyfriend. Jughead asked his dad if he had anything to do with Jason, and he said no, so I'm going to believe them. But Veronica is like, we need to find out. So she enlists Archie to go break into FP's house.
Okay.
And Archie is like, yeah, I want to make sure that, FP's telling the truth because Jughead has been let down by FP before. Because, that's the best thing to do in this situation.
Yeah, totally.
But they find nothing in his trailer.
Okay.
There's absolutely nothing. There's no weapons. There's no drugs. There's nothing.
All right.
Now we're going to bop over to Cheryl and Polly because Polly's living in Cheryl's house. They intend to go to the homecoming dance, but Ma and Pa, Blossom, actual names Penelope and Clifford, drug Polly.
The pregnant girl.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Supposedly it won't hurt the babies because they're twins.
Dun. Okay.
So they drug Polly after Polly finds the engagement ring that Jason gave to Polly. Jason was keeping it safe for her until they could be together again.
Okay.
And then she gets sent to the nunnery.
Yeah.
So.
And he's dead.
Yeah, and he did. But they're like, how did you get this ring from Jason? Because Jason is the one who had it.
Oh, okay.
So their explanation for them having the engagement ring instead of Jason having the engagement ring is that Jason threw it at his dad after a fight about Polly.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So FP's house is searched by the cops after an anonymous tip, and a gun is found, which matches the description of the bullet that killed Jason.
Okay.
So FP is arrested and then confesses to the murder.
Okay, but they looked in his
And
house.
nothing was there.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
Yeah.
Done that so many times this episode.
Right. Jughead is sad that his dad lied. He's like, oh, my dad's a liar. And he tries to run away to Ohio. He calls his mom, and his mom is like, this isn't a good time for you to come.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. So
Fuck
Jughead
her.
is like, it's fine.
Jesus.
And then buys a ticket to go to Florida. That never happens.
Okay.
Anyway, so everybody is confused because Veronica and Archie didn't find anything in FP's house. Right. So they're like, somebody planted that fucking gun. So everybody wants to know the truth, even though FP confessed to the murder.
Sure.
So Kevin, remember local gay Kevin?
Right.
Is dating a Southside Serpent. It's Joaquin here.
Oh, okay.
Joaquin tells Kevin kind of what he knows and that FP called him in to clean up Jason's body in the basement of a bar.
Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't look good.
No.
But he also tells Kevin that there was some insurance for proving their innocence. Joaquin tells them where to find it. So they go, they find it.
What is it?
It's Jason's jacket, but the lining of the jacket is all fucked up, and they find a USB drive, which has a video on it showing Jason in the basement of the bar, and FP is there, and some other Southside Serpents, and then they leave, and then someone comes in, and it's Clifford Blossom, Jason's dad.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this video shows Papa Blossom killing his son, Jason.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quality parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Supposedly he did it because he didn't have enough stomach for the maple syrup business. And also he knocked up a girl, so there's that.
What?
Yeah. Something I should mention about Polly's pregnancy.
Uh-huh.
So she's having twins, but also it's found out that the Cooper family, there's a big old feud between the Blossoms and the Coopers because great-grandpappy Blossom killed great-grandpappy Cooper.
It's really a Stepford and McCoy situation here.
Yeah.
The hell?
But what a lot of people don't know is that they were brothers. Oh. Coopers changed their name to Cooper after the murder.
Ah.
Yeah. So, incest.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
I mean,
because Polly and Jason are like third cousins.
That would be more than third cousins, wouldn't it?
I think so. I don't know.
Wait, great-grandparent. It would be like fourth.
Yeah.
Kid won't have a tail. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's gross, but it could be a lot grosser.
But Penelope and Clifford, like at one point, Penelope is like, it's the purest Blossom blood.
Ew.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's that. Oh, also trigger warning for attempted suicide. Because now Cheryl attempts suicide.
I mean, her parents killed her twin brother.
Right, yeah. Oh, also Clifford kills himself. So actual suicide.
Okay.
Yeah, he hangs himself in the maple syrup garage that they have.
Okay. Yeah. So they're in the maple syrup business.
Yes. There are some barrels of maple syrup thrown off, and there's heroin in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So did he do it because he was found out?
Yes.
Okay. So they took the USB to, like, the police?
Yes. They took the USB to the police. Archie, Jughead, Betty, and Veronica all watched this footage. You know when you just casually watch a snuff film with your best friends in their garage?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they do that before sending it to the police.
Okay.
And Betty calls Cheryl and is like, get out of the house now.
Okay.
Yeah, but Cheryl attempts suicide and also sets her house on fire.
I feel the chaos.
Yeah.
It's reasonable.
Yeah.
All right.
Because Archie was out of the house all night and didn't come home, Fred's kind of pissed. So he's like, meet me at Pop's, which always means that it's a serious conversation.
Okay.
Archie goes into the bathroom before they sit down. And then Archie comes out and somebody is robbing Pop's.
Okay.
And Fred gets shot by the robber.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he die?
Maybe.
Oh.
It's the end of the season.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun. Need a counter for how many times I've done
I know, yeah. Insert editing Taylor counting the dun dun dun.
Yeah, Jesus. Rip editing Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was season 1.
Yep.
Thanks for coming along with us.
Yeah.
On whatever the fuck that was. So next week we will be back with the last episode of Vanderpump for now until more seasons come out. And
they're filming right now.
Oh, good joy. In the meantime, come check us out on our socials, Instagram, TikTok. Those are Much Ado Some Shit.
Yeah.
Or our YouTube, at Much Ado About Some Shit. We also have a Patreon, which is also Much Ado About Some Shit. Shout out to our patron, Emma.
Yeah, Emma.
All right.
We love you, baby.
Woo. So thanks so much for listening, guys. We will see see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.